If you've been scrolling through endless rows of tiny LED panels, watching side-by-side comparison videos, and still feel that knot of indecision, you're not alone. The market is saturated with compact lights that promise everything from cinema-grade color control to on-the-go power, yet most of them end up either underpowered for real shoots or ridiculously pricey for hobbyists. This review is meant to cut through the noise and tell you whether the Aputure MC Pro 8 light kit actually earns its reputation, or if it's just another pretty-looking box of LEDs. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the core idea behind a kit like this. Aputure designed the MC Pro as a modular system, 8 5-watt RGBWW mini panels, each with its own lens, all powered from a single charge hub. In practice, that means you can pull out a handful of lights, snap them onto a rig, and have them ready for a full day of shooting without hunting for extra batteries or adapters. For a freelance videographer who films weddings, a small corporate interview, or even a YouTube cooking segment, that kind of flexibility can be a lifesaver. You get consistent color temperature shifts from warm tungsten to cool daylight without swapping gels, and you keep the whole setup under a kilogram. Now, who actually benefits from this kit? If you're a content creator who moves between tight indoor spaces, think a cramped kitchen, a bedroom studio, or a car interior, the MC Pro's tiny footprint shines. The lenses are designed to throw a soft, even spill, so you can wrap a subject in flattering light without the harsh hotspots you'd get from a bare LED. The built-in System FX library also adds a quick way to sprinkle in practical effects like lightning flashes or police sirens, which is a neat shortcut for short-form content that wants a cinematic flair without post-production fuss. On the other hand, if you're a feature film cinematographer who needs 1000+ lux from a single source, or you regularly light large sets, the 5-watt output per panel will feel modest. You'll likely need a separate key light, and the MC Pro will end up as a fill or accent rather than a primary source. One of the hidden trade-offs people often overlook is the power management architecture. The charging hub accepts both AC and DTap power, which sounds convenient, but the real limitation appears when you try to run all 8 lights at full RGBWW intensity. The hub supplies up to 10A through its 2 USB-C ports, which means you can power 10 fixtures if you're only using the USB output for a handful of lights. In a realistic scenario, say you're shooting a music video with 3 panels at 100% brightness and 5 more at 50%, you'll drain the hub in about 3 to 4 hours. That's plenty for a short shoot, but for anything longer you'll need to swap in a spare battery pack or keep the AC adapter handy. It's a practical limitation that only shows up after the first day on set. Another practical strength is the integrated wireless control via the Aputure Light Remote app. The app lets you adjust brightness, color temperature, and the 15 built-in FX presets from your phone, which is a huge time saver when you're juggling a multi-camera setup. I tested it on a cramped kitchen set where I had 3 lights hanging from the ceiling, one on the countertop and another on a portable stand. With a single tap, I could turn all lights off, switch them to a warm amber hue for a golden hour look, and then cue a quick strobe for a dramatic reveal. The latency was barely noticeable, less than half a second, which kept the workflow smooth. If you prefer tactile control, each panel also has a small built-in button for quick on-off and basic dimming, so you're never completely locked out of the lights if your phone battery dies. Let's address the mounting ecosystem, because that's where many kits fall short. Aputure includes a set of magnetic plates, a cold shoe adapter, and a small clamp that fits standard 1/420th threads. In my tests, the magnetic plates held up on aluminum light stands, and even on the side of a metal camera rig without slipping. The clamp proved sturdy enough to attach a panel to a thin wooden pole for a side lighting effect in a hallway scene. However, the small size of the panels means that on larger rigs, like a full-size stand, you may need additional brackets to prevent the lights from wobbling under their own weight. That's a minor inconvenience, but it's something you'll have to plan for if you're building a more complex rig. When it comes to durability, the MC Pro's housing is an anodized aluminum body that resists dents and the occasional bump on a busy set. The lens cover is a hardened polycarbonate that can survive a drop from waist height without cracking. I accidentally knocked a panel off a rolling cart while rearranging my lights, and after a quick visual check, the LED array was untouched and the color output remained consistent. That